Welcome back to another haircut tutorial, guys. Today we have Jordan in the chair. Jordan has very thick and dark hair, so what he does is usually get a buzz cut. So what we usually do is a 2.5 on the top and a mid to high skin fade on the sides. His density of the hair on the side of his temple is not that great, meaning it's very low, but near the mastoid area it's very high, so that means that we have to go a bit lighter in that mastoid area to match the temporal area. With my buzz fade, I like to start off with the top first and just fade right into the top. So right now I'm going with my 2 guard all the way open, creating that 2.5 on top. I'm just gonna go all the way around the head, making sure that everything is even. With this step, it could be the easiest step as well as it could be the hardest step, especially with Jordan's hair. His hair grows every single direction, so we have to make sure that we're going to every single direction the hair grows, especially against the grain and not with the grain. We can see that Jordan's hair grows in every single direction near the back of his head. You see the top areas growing up, the side area going clockwise, counterclockwise, everything, etc., etc. This is why I'm taking my time, especially around this back area, just to make sure that everything is cut to length. Next, I'm going to create my low guide with my trimmer. With most buzz cut, you usually do a horizontal guideline throughout the head, but with Jordan's hair, he likes his to be dropped a bit more at the back, just so it doesn't go too high at the back because the back of his head is really flat. After creating our trimmer guideline, now we'll go in with our shaver, making sure that we're not going all the way up into our trimmer line. If we do create a harsh line like we usually do, we gotta swipe down on that shaver line to erase that line out. Now we're gonna create our next guideline with our blade all the way open, creating an inch all the way up, making sure that we have enough room to blend this line out. Right now I'm still on the forefront of my clipper blade rather than on my heel because I want to make sure that this line that I'm creating is pronounced and I want to be able to see it. To erase this line, we're going to close our blade all the way, making sure that we're going a ½ inch up. Next, we're going to open it a quarter way, halfway, and 3/4 way, and just detail this line out. We can see that near the mastoid area, this area is going to be the darkest point of his head. So we're going to be doing a lot of detailing here and fading with a lot of color afterwards when we create all our guidelines and fade those all out. Our next guideline will be our one guard all the way open, creating another guideline an inch up, making sure that we have enough space to fade this line out as well. Same thing as our blade open. I am currently still on the front portion of my blade, making sure that I'm digging into the skull right now, just so I can actually cut the hairs. If I use more heel, I'm actually just freehanding that fade into the hair, which I do not want. We can see that the mastoid area is already super dark compared to the temporal area. Like we talked about earlier, this area of his head is going to be the darkest portion, so we're going to be doing a lot of detail work and fading with a lot of color in this area. To erase this guideline out, we're going to close our number one guard all the way and just go a ½ inch above that initial guideline we created. Now I'm gonna go in with my half guard halfway open and just detail this area out a bit more. If a line's still there, if the area is still dark, we'll close it all the way and just use a bit more corners just to detail that line out. Right now I'm just doing some touch-up work without any guards, using my lever, just a blade, just to use my corners and just detail some darkness out, just so I can save myself some time afterwards. Now I'm going to go in with my 2 guard all the way closed and blend into my 2 guard all the way open, which is a 2.5. Right now I'm not going to go into the head right now. I'm not trying to make the silhouette too round. I'm going to come off with my heel now, just to make sure that the edge is still a bit square. Now I'm going to use my 1.5 guard halfway open and all the way closed, just to detail this line out and just blend it right into my 2 guard all the way closed and my 2 guard all the way open, making that transition smooth. Now we'll go in with our 1 guard and just detail around these areas, making sure that we're using a lot of corners and just making sure that we're going to play with our lever and use our eyes and fade by color, making sure that everything just blends in nicer. Now I'm going to use my scissor just for more accuracy's sake and just detail in certain areas where the hair is super dense and super dark, making sure that I'm going in with more precision rather than using a clipper. I feel like a clipper will take too much hair off and ruin out the fade, so that's why I'm going in with my scissors to add more precision to my detailing. Now we're going to repeat the same exact step on the opposite side, making sure that we are going to be consistent with our steps. Right now I'm going to go in with my blade all the way open, going an inch all the way up, making sure that I have enough space to fade this line out as well. To take this line out, we're going to go close our blade all the way, open it a quarter way, halfway, 3/4 way, making sure that we're not going all the way up into our blade all the way open. Our next guideline would be our 1 guard all the way open, making sure that we're going an inch up all the way. On this side of his head for Jordan is going to be a bit difficult for us because his mastoid area is a bit darker on this side compared to the other side. So I'm going to be doing a lot of detailing on this side compared to the other side. To take the guideline out, we're going to close our number 1 guard all the way, making sure that we're using our forefront of our blade rather than our heel, because we have to dig in and push the line up to make that line disappear. Now if the line's still present, I'll go back in with my half guard halfway open and all the way closed and use a bit more corners just so this area is a bit more compressed, so I don't want to push my guidelines up too high. Now I'm going to go back in with my blade all the way open and using my lever just to detail around these areas, making sure that I'm using mostly corners and not trying to push another guideline up too high or create another guideline. Now I'm going to go in with my 2 guard all the way closed and blend into my 2 guard all the way open, making sure that I'm not using too much of my forefront of my blade, but more of my heel here, just so we can keep that silhouette nice and square. After completing that, we'll go in with our 1.5 guard halfway open and just detail around that mastoid area, because we can see that it's super dark right now compared to the temporal area. So right now I'm just fading more by color rather than fading by length, because we already faded all our guidelines out. Now we just got to base off everything by color and see how dark everything is throughout the whole head. Now I'm going to use my 1 guard all the way open again and halfway open just to detail these lines out, making sure that these colors are matching up to the temporal area. Now I'm going to use my scissors for accurate precision on detailing out certain areas that are too dark for my liking, and a clipper can't be doing that for me because it'll be taking out too much hair. So using a scissor will be more of a refining skill. Now we can repeat the same process on the back of his head. So Jordan's head at the back is going to be one of the hardest parts of his head because it's going to be super dark. We can really see it from my blade open that we're creating right now. It looks like a number 1. So what this means is that we're going to be going shorter and shorter just to detail these areas out, making sure that the colors are matching throughout the head. Now I'm going to create my next guideline with my number 1 guard all the way open, making sure that we're going half an inch to an inch all the way up, making sure that we're using mostly at the front of the blade rather than the heel. To erase this line, we are going to close our number 1 guard all the way and just go underneath our 1 guard all the way open, making sure that we're going to push this line a bit higher but not all the way up into our 1 guard all the way open. we can still see that this area is still super dark, so I'll likely go back in with my half guard halfway open and all the way closed just to detail this area and make sure this area is lighter. Now I'm gonna go in with my 2 guard all the way closed and blending into my 2 guard all the way open, making sure that we are not using too much of the front of the blade but more of the heel, so we can build that strong silhouette near the back so we can keep that shape. Now I'm gonna go in with my 1/2 guard halfway open and just detail along this line where the parallel ridge is, making sure that we are not digging in but coming off with our heel. Then I'm gonna close the 1/2 guard all the way and just keep detailing and going in different direction, making sure that we're cutting all the hairs in every direction we can to help get rid of this darkness back here. After fading our guidelines out, now we can fade with color, meaning that and then we can use our trimmers now to detail in certain areas using a lot of corners. So right now you can see that I'm taking my trimmer line higher and higher into maybe our 1 guard all the way closed and open, just because this area is really dark and I know that my blade all the way closed is not going to do it, so I need to go in with something a bit shorter. So I'm going to go in with my trimmer and just detail it with more of the corners and go push it a bit higher. Now I'm going to go in with my thinning shears and just soften out this darkness here, just so we're able to blend the transition from our 2 guard close all the way to 2 guard open. Now I'm going to go in with my 2 guard all the way open again and just go back over the top, making sure that I didn't miss anything on top, making sure that all the lengths are even throughout the head. Now it's time for the detailing portion of the haircut. Right now I'm going in with my 2 guard all the way closed, making sure that we're going every single direction to match the density of the hair throughout the head, making sure that the fade pops out. Now I'm going to go in with my 1 guard all the way open, going back in, detailing with a bunch of corners, not using the full blade, using my lever to change up how short or how long I want to keep the hairs, making sure that we're using our eyes to fade these hairs out. Now I'm going to do some freehanding with my scissors just to fix up the silhouette near the brow ridge, because I feel like there was a bit too much hair that I left earlier, making sure that everything is round across horizontally and a bit more square vertically. After finishing up with the detailing, we can start doing the lineup now. With Jordan's hair, he likes it a bit natural right in the middle of his hairline and more enhanced near the recession and sidebar area, making sure that we're cleaning up, not pushing anything back too much. And that is pretty much it for the tutorial, guys. I hope you guys found this video very insightful, and I'll see you guys in the next video.